我第一部電影嚟嘅，導演係我自己中意睇愛情片嘅，咁同埋我覺得呢部戲個無論係個pacing 啊，所有嘢其實都會比較接近一啲歐洲片多啲，因為我自己係好中意睇歐洲片嘅，咁我睇歐洲片大嘅，咁所以呢部戲點樣都有啲反映到我自己中意睇啲咩戲咯。好處就當然係會有好多前輩因為爹哋嘅關係會特別照顧我啦，咁會俾多啲好嘅 advice 我啦咁樣。咁但係唔好處就係有時你做咗好多嘢。人哋都未必會 appreciate 到，反而會覺得係應份嘅，即係甚至乎係你要比一般冇一啲叫做名人二代嘅身份嘅人更加努力去證明到自己咯，係咯。咁但係即係而家我其實已經過晒嗰個階段，已經唔係好 care，因為我覺得最緊要係做好自己嘅本分咯，係啦。
And the story that you've written.
It was intention for the film to start off as like very innocent, people just seemingly in love, and then eventually as we watched that, their selfless action is actually hurting another two persons. So that was the intention. Because I think that me and Jimmy, the co-director of the film, we tend to like films that are a little bit darker, and it's just our taste in films that we like. Films that after you watched it, you leave the cinema and have this kind of heavy weight on you. That's kind of the type of film that we like. So I think this film kind of reflects our taste.
You also have these wonderful playful moments, the laundromat worker. So if you could also tell us about your choice of style and the diversity of the different range that you have.
Yeah, because like we try to treat the four films like sport independent short films in a way, even though the characters and the stories are all intertwined. But stylistically, we wanted to shoot the four different stories in four different styles. So hence, like the first story was a lot of long takes, which is like we wanted to be as natural as possible to have the actors do their work and just be like you just watching two people just strolling through the city. And the second story was a lot more. There's a lot more fantastical elements in it because it deals with the girl's fantasy and how she has all these little daydreams of hers. So the third one, it's very repressed in terms of the colors and like the way we shot it. And then the third one is just we added a lot of film noise to the texture of the film just to make it more raw and more suiting for the story.
I also, I'm going to shift gears a little bit because I think you have a lot of different influences in your history. You come from a famous family, famous father. You've also worked extensively in many different roles with Tsang and Hank Brothers, and I don't think you can elaborate on your background a little bit and how that influenced your filmmaking.
It's kind of hard to pinpoint what exactly influenced me. I think actually the biggest influence for me was watching a lot of different movies. I think that's actually the single best education that a filmmaker can have is to watch as much movie as possible. I mean, Tarantino is the best example. I mean, the guy before he became the famous director that he is, he was just like a clerk in a video rental shop, right? So, I mean, watching movies has been the biggest influence on me. And by having the good chance of working with a lot of different directors, for me, I picked up a lot of their skills when I work with them. So I think it's a very good thing for me because before I became a director, I was working as an actor, so I had the chance to work with a lot of different directors. So it's a very good advantage.
I think we have a question in the audience here.
Anyway, the third segment, I thought had the tone of Kieslowski. I was thinking about a short film about love. Yeah, and even down to the little scene in the cafe, I felt that was a nice little echo of that. I don't know if that was intentional at all.
Sorry, just to answer that question first. It's not intentional, but he is one of my favorite directors, so I think it's just somehow reflected that. Because I really like that film a lot too, Short Film about Love.
But yeah, and just the sense of where people are detached and they don't quite connect, but they ought to connect all the more. And I thought that repression was captured so nicely. It was just beautiful. It's been years since he's been gone. Anyway, but it was nice to see that. I was wondering, in the light of that, what other filmmakers have captured your interest, your passion? Right now, just as a dilettante myself, I've noted that Asian cinema over the last 20 years has captured that sort of spirit of creative synergy that one used to see in films from Eastern Europe before the fall of communism. And I was just wondering what's inspired you.
I'm a big, my foremost passion is actually European cinema. So I watch a lot of European cinema. And during my study in Toronto, actually I was at the Cinematheque all the time because they had a lot of good programs on European directors. So that's actually one of my biggest influence. So I think it reflects on my film.
Yeah, just the beginning, actually, I thought the way that you captured Hong Kong sort of reminded me of Wong Kar-wai in a sense, with the way that you captured it at night. I thought that was quite beautiful too.
Yeah, Wong Kar-wai is actually another one of my favorite directors as well. So just like, I think because Wong Kar-wai is the first Hong Kong director that really draws a lot on European cinema. Yeah, so that's why, and for me, it's like I came from the same background. I love all the French New Wave and all the contemporary European cinema. So I think that's how I grew up as a filmmaker.
Oh, there's a question over here.
Thank you, that was lovely. I would just like to know how you developed into a director from acting, what the transition was like for you, and if you're working on anything locally. If not, what's next for you?
My second film was in post-production right now, and I think having the chance to work as an actor really helped me when I was working on my own film because I think I understand how the actors think when they're on set and what they would feel when they're reading the script. So I think that enables me to communicate better with my actors. So I think that's the biggest advantage.
And how did you actually develop the tools to becoming a director from being an actor?
Because I think, well, I basically
Can I
tried.
repeat the question? He just said, how do you develop the tools to become a director?
I basically jumped on any chance I could participate in any kind of role in a film production. I think that is very vital if you want to learn the whole craft. I mean, because I worked as a continuity, assistant director, editor, I built set for people before. So I really try to work in different positions in the whole filmmaking process. So I try to learn as much as possible. So that really helps. So for me, when I was directing, I think I understand what every department wants me to give them. So
it was all on set. You never locked yourself up in an institution for 3 years and then on set and get involved.
yeah.
Thanks.
So he didn't lock himself up in an institution. I thought it was that. I actually forgot to describe it. I'm sorry, there's no mics in the balcony. If someone wants to ask a question in the balcony, just shout it out. Any balcony questions? No? Do I have another question? No? Oh, Florida? Hold on, wait, can you wait for a minute?
Right there, on the show. That was a really lovely film. Thank you so much for making it. And I really, really enjoyed all the different sort of moods and everything like that. I just have kind of a small question about the mannequin. What prompted the choice of the mannequin? Like, why were you doing? I mean, I thought it was hilarious and cute, funny. Just
Well, to be honest, the first reason why we did that is just to make the story a little bit more funny. But there's also another reason why we did it, because for us, when we have a crush on someone, like when we secretly admire someone, we don't actually really know, a lot of times we don't really know anything about that person. It's just this mental image we have ourselves of that person. So we thought it would be quite interesting to use a mannequin to sort of express that kind of mental projection that we have of someone we have a crush on. So that's one of the reasons why we have the mannequin. I mean, because in the story we didn't use a mannequin, we used Eddie Peng, the actor, to do the role instead. It would be a lot less interesting. So, thank you.
I have another question about what I also thought was kind of funny. I didn't know if it was an inside joke or, you know, that you've casted your father as playing like the worst, darkest role. He's a famous guy, he's really funny, you love him on screen, and then he's kind of the least desirable character in this role. And how you convinced him to take that on?
He didn't actually really need any convincing. I just asked him, like, Dad, it's my first film. I want you to be a part of it, so just come and do this little role, and I have no money to pay you. And it's not a big role, and yeah, I have no money, but just be there because I want him to be a part of it. So. And he just said yes right away.
Okay, Derek, is there anything you'd like to tell us? Any last words?
I'm not really good at speaking, so I think the film speaks for itself. So I just spoke.